kneel and pay homage to the gods, you shall be rewarded. Melitele watches over us all, yet you do well to remind her through supplication. There is ever time for prayer, even as war rages all around. Pleased to see ye yearn for the holy word, milady. I'll keep ye in my prayers to the Mother Goddess.
Give me a target. Our ballista, your command.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Travelling the high road, they heard the bells of a temple to Mother Melitele, situated at some distance. Meve turned towards Reynard.
What have we today? A sacred feast?
Not that I recall, Your Grace.
The Queen's brow darkened, her hands clenched into fists on her reins.
Then they sound the alarm. Follow me!
Stained glass shards glinted in the grass. Bits of down, ripped from quilts, wafted through the air. The priestesses, gathered in the yard, were seeing to wounded pilgrims, setting toppled, oft beheaded or armless statues back on their feet.
What happened here?
The strays of Spala fell upon us.
Sighed the prioress.
Stole the offerings, the monstrances, holy books. My lady, I implore you, come to our aid. Recover what's rightly ours.
Ever clever, Meave's scouts soon discovered the bandits' tracks. They led to some thick hazel groves east of the temple. The perfect place to hide, or to lie in ambush.
It's all come clear now. Sabotage. 'Twas the bandits who weakened the walls.
Your Majesty, turn back! There, something wicked lurks.
One bolt all I need. Give me a target. Our ballista, your command.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Keep calm, Tiberius.
Armor won't save. One bolt's all I need.
Your Majesty, you return! Our prayers have been answered! May the Mother Goddess watch over you.
The bandits had pitched camp in a nearby wood. Spirits buoyed by the wine they'd stolen from the cloister cellar, the brigands had not posted sentries.
Another round! To the sisters!
Neve's soldiers were eager, insistent. The desecrators would be punished. Yet only the Queen could order the assault. Neve decided she and her company would ride on. Evidently, she concluded, it was not the time to send her men chasing brigands through the underbrush. The Lyrians arrayed themselves once more at the edge of the meadow where the bandits were encamped. The Queen put her hand to her hilt.
High time we put these strays on a leash.
Spat the Queen, spurring her horse.
To arms! Follow me!
Tankards clattered to the ground as the strays reached for their weapons. The brigands would not even fathom giving up without a fight.
Surround them!
What you looking at?
Left, right, left, right.
I'll relieve you of that pouch.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
The mist's gonna pass me those lovely earrings? Or do I tear 'em?
Regroup!
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Stick 'em up! High as the clouds! Now!
Give me a target.
You can pay the toll in one of two ways. In silver or in blood.
Arbalist at your command.
We must trust each other. Keep calm, Tiberius.
Go, hop, hop. I'm a wrong say.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target. Thing about slings, they hide well.
The Queen's company defeated the bandits and recovered the loot. Silver chalices, reliquaries lined with mother of pearl, gold-embroidered robes.
The priestesses would be grateful to have their treasures returned, Your Grace. They would pray ardently for your victory.
Reynard opined.
Yet, you could also keep the silver, expend it on the war effort. And who's to say which, prayer or coin, would be more useful?
Melitele will understand.
Neve answered, after a moment's consideration. Then she ordered the Abbey's treasures loaded onto her wagons. As they went on their way over uneven ground, each clink and clank reminded the Queen that to save her realm, she had stolen from the gods.
Hard times the realm now endures.
The Queen said, after a pause.
Yet this can't justify a lapse in principles. No. We must defend them all the more.
Neve ordered everything returned to the priestesses. All of it, down to the last gulden. Moved by the Queen's gesture, some of the novitiates joined Meve's ranks, aiming to bring succor to any Lyrian wounded in battle. Queen and company rode off, with no gold to show for their toil, but most certainly richer in spirit.
Sure you can bind a rabid dog, tie his four legs together, but you'll not stop him from lashing out and biting.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Pay's late. Again.
Give me a target.
Left, right, left, right.
Can't take it anymore.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Again and again and again.
Our ballista, your command. This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Tell me you jest.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
What do you want of me?
Armor won't serve. One boat I need. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Your judgment we leave to the gods, but they'll be swift with it, swifter than you think. Melitele will not forget your sacrifice, nor will her faithful servants.
To steal from priestesses? Why, you've stolen from... Thank you, Your Majesty, on our own behalf and on that of our pilgrims.
Off to Witterton, are ye? Bonny tune that. Just the folk be on shite.
The Lyrians entered the graveyard. Crickets chirped in its tall, windswept grass, and lush green moss covered its crumbling gravestones. Only a fresh bloodstain upon a mausoleum wall suggested that something disturbed the dead in their rest and hunted the living.
Save your tears, throw earth your grief.
An eerie voice sang, its ghastly lament standing Maeve's hair on end.
Soon your life too shall cease as you pass into the eternal glow.
A pockmarked, pustule-ridden creature crawled out from behind some gravestones. It vaguely resembled a shriveled, hunchbacked hag, until its head split into two halves, forming a tooth-spiked maw.
Attack! Everyone!
Give me a target. Arbalist at your command.
Time I taught you some respect.
Armor won't save them.
What was that filth?
The Queen croaked hoarsely as the dying monster writhed in agony at her feet.
I know not, your grace.
Replied Reynard.
But to be safe, I would have the corpse chopped up and burned. Elsewise, we will not be certain it shall not return.
Yes, have it done.
Maeve said, brushing her hair from her beaded brow.
But quickly, lest dust catch us in this foul place.
The Lyrians soon resumed their march. As they left the cemetery behind them, some believed they still heard the haunting dirge upon the air. Or was it just the wind, whistling past mossy tombstones? As they neared Wetterton, the Queen ordered her company to halt. She then sent men to the town for supplies. Those sent returned more quickly than she'd assumed they would, their satchels empty, their mounts foaming at the mouth.
Your Majesty, the townsfolk have gone right mad. Herded all the elves and dwarves at Market Square. 'Tis a slaughter.
The Queen knew well that if she failed to intervene, the town's streets would flow with non-human blood. Just as she knew her meager force might not subdue an enraged crowd. After some deliberation, the Queen turned to her force.
Cities and towns I've fought in. Narrow alleys I've seen more difficult to overrun than many a castle. For a handful of arbalists in high windows can wreak great carnage. Losses of a magnitude we cannot now abide.
Maeve's footmen dropped their gazes. They knew the decision their queen had reached. Quickly, they prepared to march, That evening, as Reynard drilled the troops, he found more than a dozen missing. They were the non-humans supporting Meave's company, dwarven craftsmen, elven scouts and guides, who had disappeared quietly. It was clear to all they would not serve a monarch who held the lives of friends and kin in such low regard.
They should have stayed put beneath their mount. We'd not have had no problem then. They should have stayed put beneath their mount. We'd not...
In gratitude for the kindness you've shown us, please accept this modest offering. May it yet grow.
We may be a wee bit shorter than ye, but our lives are worth just the same. Just the same.
What is your command, your grace?
Reynard's question pierced the silence.
What can it be, dear friend?
Answered the queen, then spurred her mount and rode off towards the town. Her troops followed, running as fast as their legs would carry them. When they passed inside the town gate, they saw corpses lining the gutters. Meave realized she had arrived too late to prevent a tragedy. The crowd was drunk on blood. Its rage would need to be quelled with an iron fist.
Step away, or see your heads bounce down the cobblestones! Reynard, who started this? I must know. So much hatred. We must put a stop to it.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Discipline shall bring us. Strike the largest clusters! Disperse the mob!
God save us! There's killing everyone! Run for your lives!
Happily, Meave restored order without suffering any losses. Reynard then learned that a nobleman's ire had triggered the violence, ire at having discovered a theft.
Suspicion fell on the non-humans he employed. He accused them, they protested, and the row soon engulfed the town. But there's something else, your grace.
Reynard gestured towards an aged man who stood grieving, his face in his hands.
I've witnesses who claim the strays of Sparla are the thieves.
Though the tragedy seemed the result of a misunderstanding, justice would have to be served. Those responsible for the slaughter would need to be punished. The question was, how severely?
You are guilty. That can't be denied.
Said the Queen, turning towards the bloody rioting's instigators.
A false rumor you took, and turned into a cruel lynch. Thus punishment is your lot. A public lashing, fines, imprisonment. But you shall keep your lives, for enough blood has been spilt here this day.
Wetterton's inhabitants breathed a sigh of relief. But the non-human survivors took offense at the lenient sentence. Soon after, the Lyrian army's elves and dwarves quietly disappeared, deserted. Few doubted the reason. They would not risk their necks for a queen who held their lives in such low regard.
They should have stayed put neath their mount. We'd not have had no problem then.
Well, well. Seems humans are near the same after all. Well, nothing left in Wetterton for me now. Close me shop and share the road with ye.
Your excuses I cannot accept.
said the Queen.
The vipers who called for the slaughter, they will hang. The rest...
Majesty!
A townswoman fell to Maeve's feet.
Mercy, please! 'Twere words taken wrong, a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? To don another's cape, pay out insufficient change, these are misunderstandings. What happened here was criminal, and you'll be punished as criminals.
The condemned were hanged at once, without regard to the protests of kith and kin. Those non-humans who had managed to hide and survive made a most generous donation in gold to bolster the Queen's force. I'd like to say Wetterton's small melting pot of races lived on in harmony. Yet alas, I'm not in the habit of propagating untruths.
You hanged good folk today, ma'am. And for what? Because they came to the end of their tether?
Well, well. Seems humans are near the same after all. Well, nothing left in Wetterton for me now. Close me shop and share the road with ye.
Beware, some bandits on thy road round home. Those bandits, dressed as demons they was, horns on their heads and pig snouts instead of noses.
Off to the nuptials, ma'am. Or to cross this bridge here, then ride on straight as piss. An arrow.
Smells of smoke. Bites at me eyes. Strays have set something else ablaze, I wager.
armor won't say.
Again and again and again.
I'm coming, I'm coming.
We must trust each other.
One boat's all I need. Good folk, the Queen's returned. Welcome her we must. Tribute in hand.